today and also being here, extremely dirty. I don't know whether we don't have plans to deal with the garbage, and the other bad behavior and practice we have got is that we want to tread on the road. I saw a clip from Masaka. Masaka have got very good roads now with walkways, with a good market, and I used to meet again, very big market. And then there was somebody, a leader, encouraging people to leave the market to come and trade on the street. And I said, no, really? And when these people come on the street, on the walkway, what happens then? It means that the pedestrian who would use the walkway is forced to go on the road and is conflicting with the traffic. So I want to make a call to all of us. What we have seen on these videos in these cities, in these municipalities, let's first of all keep them clean, and two, get the traders off the walkway. Some of them even put sigiri. They put sigiris, the charcoal stoves, on the walkway. And you know what happens to the walkway if that happens. So this is my appeal to you, and I want you to be partners in this, that we work on ensuring that the roads and the road reserves are protected. Because the law is there. Sambara talked about the law, that we need to be enforcing the law. Under the Roads Act, you are provided for, as local governments and local authorities, to enforce this law. Under Section 5, Section 16 and 66. Section 5 provides for the functions of road authority, of which local governments are, and urban authorities, and it states that a road authority shall control and regulate the use of the road reserves. So really, you cannot run away from that responsibility. It's your responsibility. I want to thank Fort Portal City. I don't know whether the mayor, facilities, advertisements. It does not list markets or vending as one of the activities in the road reserve. So you have a law which protects you. So if you are going to enforce, you can use these sections to enforce that. It is therefore upon the local governments and authorities in its performance of their functions under these sections to protect the road reserves. Now section 66 says, it makes it an offense to clog the drains, the water courses, and it states, a person shall not deposit any sewage, refuse, rubbish, or other material on the road or in any drain, gutter, sluice, or water course on a public road, or cause to permit any sewage, refuse, garbage, rubbish, or other matter to discharge into the public road. There's a penalty, is 48 currency points or imprisonment for 2 years. So the laws are there under the Road Act, and I request that we become partners and enforce these laws. If you would drive on a road like where the Honorable Minister, I'm not picking on this because it's from Mitiana, but on Mitiana Road, and you drive from the roundabout of Mitiana going through Buloba, Bulaga, and all those places, you will find that on all the drainage channels, people have put platforms, wooden platforms, and they are trading from there. Now what happens? All the garbage from this matoke, from what is discharged into the drainage. Then what happens? The drainage gets clogged. Somebody was talking about our city flooding every time. One of the causes is garbage in our drainage systems. So let's all play our roles. Let's all be responsible. Let's not run away from those challenges. There are challenges, but we can be able to address them. So I thought I should make those few remarks, and now it is achieved through proper planning. This one has been going on again. Identifying and funding priorities and ensuring effective supervision and implementation of the development programs. The USMID program has helped to bridge the infrastructure gap in a number of municipalities and cities across the country. It has supplemented efforts to build a solid economic base to support industrialization and socio-economic transformation. The additional tarmac roads which have been constructed under USMID are pull factors for investment since they have lowered the costs of doing business in the economy. Government is aiming at achieving low costs of transport, low costs of electricity, low interest rates, etc., so that the private sector can make profits. The more profits they make, the more attractive the country becomes as an investment destination. The more companies that come in, the more products, that's goods and services they produce, the more jobs they create, and the more tax money they generate. Therefore, the end goal for all infrastructure projects is to create a favorable investment climate. I urge the local leaders to mobilize the population to take advantage of the good roads, electricity, peace and security, etc., to create jobs and wealth for their families. Development alone is not enough, though it must come first. Development is a collective good for everyone. A road belongs to the community, but an individual can use or utilize the road transport to transport their crops from the farm to the market. Therefore, infrastructure benefits people who are engaged in production of either a good or a service. The four major sectors for creating wealth and jobs are commercial agriculture, industrialization, services, and ICT. The urban centers are a stimuli for prosperity because they have big populations which consume and spend. The whole country is now interconnected by tarmac roads. The big markets in the urban centers are accessible to the wealth creators in the countryside. In the past, our people were trapped in subsistence agriculture because they were unable to access the lucrative urban markets. These markets are now accessible. Therefore, our people must now be mobilized to produce and supply their products in the urban areas. Finally, I want to thank the World Bank for its tremendous support towards the USMID program. I thank all the local leaders, your respective municipalities and cities for embracing the program and facilitating its successful implementation. I thank you all and wish you fruitful deliberation. The road and kinds of covers half the tarmac, and then everybody is trying to find the tarmac running away from the maram, and at the end of the day, you get an accident. So I think we need to have a law where everybody developing and every house which is being constructed, you must do water harvesting. Somebody made a funny comment that it's only enough here, when it rains, we leave the water to go down the valley. Now, when the rain stops, we send the children to go down the valley and collect the water and bring it back home. And you ask, why didn't we collect the water in the first place? So I think, jokes apart, we need to find how to manage that runoff. It's terrible. It's killing our roads. My friend from Lira, these projects, we need to have a maintenance plan. We saw this happen, so I think some of you remember Kayib, which opened up so many roads, and we didn't have a maintenance plan. And what has happened? Most of those roads have deteriorated. One of the problems we have in this country, and which we are trying to address as a ministry, is we are developing infrastructure, but we're not planning for maintenance. And unfortunately, at the honorable members of parliament are here, you find that every year the budget for maintenance is reduced, and yet you are developing new infrastructure. How are we going to maintain them? So I really appeal that we look at maintenance as very key. Otherwise, all the beauty we have seen today, in 5 years, may not be there. So we need to plan for the maintenance. Now, I also want to make an appeal